Hi, tpzizzymore here, and in today's video I'll be talking about why you shouldn't buy the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus. I could just tell you don't buy the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus, but you need some reasons to why you shouldn't buy it. I have two important factors that really determine why you shouldn't buy the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus. They are price and performance. So the starting price for the iPhone 14 is $1,400 and the starting price for the iPhone 14 Plus is $1,700. You take a look at these prices and then you see you have better options like the 13 Pro. The iPhone 13 Pro comes down to $1,500, which is cheaper than both the iPhone 14 and the iPhone 14 Plus. And the crazy thing is that you get more features on the iPhone 13 Pro than the 14 and the 14 Plus. So the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus is more expensive than the 13 Pro but has less features. Like what's the point of buying it even? And the iPhone 13 Pro even has up to 1 terabyte of storage, whilst the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus only have 512 gigabytes. And in some cases you can get the iPhone 13 Pro for even cheaper than its retail price, which is insane, especially as you have the 14 and the 14 Plus at a really high price. And you can even get a 13 Pro for maybe $1,200. To go into more detail, I've actually made a table of what you're missing in the iPhone 13 Pro and what you're missing in the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus. Do you lose any features and which features do you lose? So the performance, we look at the features and we look at the specs of each phone. So both the iPhone 14, 14 Plus and 13 Pro are rocking the A15 Bionic chip, so the same CPU, same chipset. When it comes to the camera, the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus have the 12 megapixel and the ultra wide, whilst the 13 Pro has the 12 megapixel telephoto and the ultra wide. So you get that extra camera on the 13 Pro that you don't get on the 14, which is kind of annoying, especially if you're paying more for the 14 and the 14 Plus. With that telephoto lens, you can take some amazing close-up photos. So when it comes down to the refresh rate of the screen and how much hertz these screens have, the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus have 60 hertz, whilst the 13 Pro has up to 120 hertz. So technically, the iPhone 13 Pro is just going to look smoother when you're using the phone. It's going to run really smooth. The screen will run beautifully with the 120 hertz display. When you look at the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus at 60 hertz, you don't really, it's not the worst, but if you've used a 120 hertz phone, you know it's really good and it's really hard going back to a 60 hertz phone. Coming down to the brightness levels, the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus have a brightness level of 800 nits, whilst the 13 Pro has a brightness level of 1000 nits. And you can see again, the iPhone 13 Pro beats the 14 and 14 Plus in another feature, having more brightness on the phone. And that's really important, especially during the day when the light is really bright, the sun's really bright. You want to have the best brightness, so the 13 Pro wins in that end when it comes to brightness levels on the screen. When it comes to the size of the actual phone, the iPhone 14 is 6.1 inches, the same as the 13 Pro, and the iPhone 14 Plus is 6.7 inches. So yes, the phone is bigger, the iPhone 14 Plus, it's bigger than the 13 Pro, but again, you lose like really great features like the 120 hertz, the telephoto lens. It's not really, like, it's a no-brainer. The iPhone 13 Pro is the best option. But let's get through the whole table. The 14 and the 14 Plus don't have the LiDAR scanner, whilst the 13 Pro has it. But wait, there's one thing the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus has that the 13 Pro doesn't have. Guess what? Crash detection. Let's be honest, who cares about the crash detection? Okay, it might help in some circumstances, but really, is it something I really do care that much about? So going through the table and looking at the features that are different between the iPhone 14, 14 Plus and the 13 Pro, you can definitely see why I say don't buy the iPhone 14 or 14 Plus when you're upgrading from an older iPhone or just from any other phone. If you'd like to get a good quality phone and not for a lot of money, I definitely recommend the 13 Pro. It's just the better option, amazing features that the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus are missing. And if you're on a budget and you don't want to get the iPhone 14 Pro or Pro Max, then the 13 Pro is a great option. But remember, at the end of the day, it's your choice. You decide which one you would like. I can give my own opinions on which one I think you should be buying, and I'm trying to help you out with features and the price, but it all comes down to you. Which one do you prefer, the iPhone 14 Plus and 14 or the iPhone 13 Pro? Let me know in the comments. But that's the end of the video, and I really hope you enjoyed. If you did like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more tech content, and comment down below iPhone 14 if you've got to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. See yous.